for $55 on your credit card. So we are going to get right into the showcase. Of course, if you're calling tonight, please hold at the end of the call. We'd love to meet and greet you. Okay, so when the kids are sick, the last thing they want mom doing is poking and prodding at them with that little thermometer, right? Well, what if we told you you didn't even have to touch them? Or you didn't even have to touch that baby bottle to make sure that the temperature was okay. Or, for me, it's that bottle of wine to prove that it's not cellar temperature. Well, this is the last show in the final quantities. He's a registered nurse. Matthew Peters has seen it all. Matthew, come on out here. We were talking about this earlier, and don't let the price fool you, because not only is it ingenious design with dual technology, this is actually clinically accurate, and I know you have used this.
I lost my train of thought. You talked about wine already, so... yeah, the thing I love about this is it's clinically accurate. Okay, yes. Shannon, it's really good to be here. First thing I want to do before we get started is I'm going to take your temperature.
Okay, sounds good.
All right?
All right.
About a ½ an inch away from your forehead.
Okay.
You hear a little beep.
Yep.
And look at that. That's how easy this is to use.
Fast.
So 98.4, okay? I think you're going to make it.
I always knew I was hot, but, you know, there...
Exactly.
But who knew I was normal?
Normal.
I mean, that's a little disappointing, I have to say. But the really cool thing is, I mean, first of all, I've never seen a thermometer act that fast, and you didn't even have to apply it to the skin.
No. Well, what I love about this, and Veridian products in general, Shannon, they're clinically accurate and very easy to use. So we don't have to touch the skin, and as you know, when a sick child or a loved one comes home with a cold or the flu virus, what happens? Everyone in the house gets sick.
Oh, yes.
And what I love about this is that you don't have to touch the skin. It has infrared technology, which is proven to be clinically accurate, and it works in just about a second to get the reading.
I can't believe how fast that response was. And it really, you're not poking at somebody, you're not prodding at somebody. The hardest thing to do is to get a squirming toddler to hold still, to keep that, you know, temperature or thermometer underneath the tongue. And then, Matthew, like you were talking too, as a registered nurse, what do you do with all those germs then? How do you sanitize that product? If somebody has been sick in the house, how are you going to keep someone else from getting sick if you have to take the temperature? This has got to be the easiest thing that you could use in anybody's practice or at home.
Well, one of the things that you do is you don't want to touch skin to skin.
True.
You don't want to touch somebody with a thermometer or a medical device and then touch somebody else. That's how these things are transmitted, unfortunately. And if I can just show everybody, I know I was quick with taking your temperature at the top,
fast.
But if I just press this button here, one button turns the unit on, okay? And what I'm going to do is what you mentioned at the top. I'm going to press this mode button.
Okay.
And I'm going to press it just once. Now it's in object mode. So if we go to the baby bottle that you mentioned.
Yep.
All right, I have a reading here.
Oh,
just like this, okay?
Wow.
116, way too hot to give to baby, obviously.
Yeah.
But without hesitation, and I could have gone quicker with this, right down to the water bottle, 69 degrees, 69.2.
Okay, now how many people can use this? Because if you've got a family of 4, a family of 5, or if you're using it to see if your wine is at proper cellar temperature, so you're measuring a lot of things, how many users can have access to this?
How many users?
Yeah.
Actually, this is going to store up to 30 readings in temperature.
Oh, no kidding.
So I'll give you an example. You come home, you're sick, you think you have a fever. You want to trend your temperature so that you can give that information to your doctor and so you can keep track of your temperature.
Okay.
So up to 30 readings you can store in memory.
Nice.
Every household, I can't stress this enough, especially, it's been a really rough winter.
Yeah.
Okay, so every household needs a thermometer, and you can see on the screen here, checking your child's temperature.
Yeah.
Remember the old days? We used to take the thermometer and the child would hold it up to the lamp, and then you'd come in
with the rectal temperature.
Oh, geez.
Oh, geez. Oh, geez. She said it.
I wasn't going to go there, but sure, there were all sorts of ways to check temperature.
Because, I mean, to be honest, if you've got a baby or a toddler, I mean, obviously with an infant, you know, there are only certain ways you're going to get that temperature. I mean, and, you know, as moms, America, you know, and if somebody's uncomfortable or sick to begin with, the last thing you want to do is to make them more uncomfortable and, you know, create another issue in the family. That's one of the things that makes this genius. And, you know, certainly we say it tongue-in-cheek, but, you know, not being facetious in any way, as a concerned parent or a concerned grandparent, you know very well you want something that works now, and something that's instant. You don't want to wait around for a result. results. You certainly don't want to cross-contaminate, anyone in the family who might already be sick and not feeling right. And because it records the temperature. With those digital thermometers, I mean, sometimes you can't tell, okay, is that 100? Is that 101? Sometimes it's a little hard to tell with the traditional design. This is as precise as it gets.
You picked up on a very interesting point, Shannon, and I'll say this. When you're sick, the last thing that you want to do, especially if you have an elevated temperature, the last thing you want is something cold touching your skin, whether it's under your arm or the other places that you mentioned. It's very unpleasant. So with this, we have one touch, and we put it to our foreheads, and that's it. So very quick, very easy to use, and just like that. And I'm actually normal, too, which is a big surprise to me, 98.6. Exactly.
Well, I have to say, one of the things that I find so fantastic about this is, and Matthew, I know we led with the presentation with this, but it is dual technology. And I love the idea because we're actually launching a 24-hour cooking event tomorrow. Sometimes, whether it's the baby bottle, the bottle of wine, I mean, whatever it might be, you really want to make sure that things are a certain temperature. And certainly, in our family members, we want to make things, sure that we're not over a certain temperature. The great thing is, this is the final show and your last airing on that price break. So for $17, free shipping, offer expires at the stroke of midnight. And again, I have to say, I am so impressed not only that it's clinically accurate, the speed at which this works is really incredible to me.
1 second. 1 second is all it takes. And you mentioned something else that I love about this product. And Veridian products are so practical. Everybody has a thermometer, or you should in your household.
Sure.
If you don't have a thermometer, you need one. If you have one, you need to upgrade. And the thing that I love about this thermometer, Shannon, is that you can use it, like you said, for so many things around the house. I'll give you another example. What's the thing you do, the first thing you do when you draw a bath? You run your hand through the water, it's hot, and you say, okay, I'm ready to get in. But guess what? It's too hot. You can check the temperature with this under the object mode, and it's accurate.
See, I never even thought of that. I mean, there are so many genius opportunities to use this. I mean, whether you're using it in a food way, I mean, in the kitchen, like I certainly will be, or whether you're using it for personal illness in the family. The whole point is you can and you will use it. Most of us have either that old-fashioned thermometer, and you're always shaking, and then trying to figure out how you're going to sanitize it. Not comfortable, not always accurate, certainly not clinically accurate, and subject to interpretation. There is absolutely zero interpretation with this. You get instantaneous results. I have to say that price is really incredible too, because when you consider what these professional grade, clinically accurate thermometers go, they don't sell for $17.48 on FlexPay. I mean,
they certainly do not. And when you can store 30 readings in memory, you can check your temperature in a second or less. It's just, to have this around the house, there's so many uses, it's clinically accurate, and it's a must-have.
Well, and you were telling me, too, because I know you do seminars, obviously Matthew's a registered nurse, but it's nice to have something that is quick and easy. You said that you've used this innumerable times. You just actually keep it with you?
I carry this around all the time, Shannon. And like I said, it has so many uses. It's fun to use.
It is, actually.
And I burn my mouth on food all the time.
Oh, yeah.
So, yes, I'm a registered nurse, and I use this for clinical reasons, but you don't want to burn your mouth on hot food.
No, you don't. In fact, if I were wearing a shorts, I actually have third-degree burns on my arm right now from making that homemade asparagus soup that I posted on my Facebook. And that would be a good case in point when I put it in my blender. If I would have known that it was, much hotter than the boiling point, I probably would have double-checked the cap on that blender more than once before I got a creative explosion over my kitchen.
It's funny, I never got any of that soup.
See, I know. Do you know? Oh my God, it was really good. The burns were worth it. I'm making corned beef tonight, but this is your last show, so you're going to miss it.
My loss.
See, exactly. So remember, it is Matthew's last show, and this price break expires at the stroke of midnight. So this is your final opportunity. Remember, the price is done at midnight. The free shipping is done at midnight. $17 on your credit card gets it at home. So, Matthew, if we could go again, just take a little tour. It is dual technology, and it's from a brand name that really does this better than others.
Absolutely. And while we're on the subject, Shannon, I want to go over another feature to this product. It has a mode. If I cycle through the modes here, you can see the object mode, and then I'm going to go on a mode here where it shows a person. So that we're going to take a person's temperature and a crescent moon.
What is that?
All right. Well, I'm going to take your temperature, and we'll show everybody here.
And notice again, not touching the skin.
And the other thing you notice on that, 98.6, you're normal still. But you didn't hear anything. No chime, no beeping. So let me paint the scenario for you. You have a sick child or a spouse or a loved one on the couch, finally fell asleep, and you want to check the temperature reading so that you report it to the physician. You can check it without disturbing them. They're not going to wake up out of a dead sleep.
That's really smart. I wondered what that little moon was for. See, I thought that was just made for me because I only come out at night. That's only when my shows are. So I thought it was the Shannon mode, but apparently I stand corrected.
It could have been for that, too.
It could have been for that. See, they were thinking of me and you at the same time. In the videotape that you're taking a look at here again, you can really see not only for food temperatures, but for people as well. I don't even know how this doggone thing does it. The fact that it doesn't even have to touch the skin is crazy to me.
Absolutely. And the funny thing is, I took this out of the package, and as soon as you take it out of the package at home, you're going to notice it's very easy to use right out of the package. You don't have to do anything. There's no guesswork. You can rely on the clinically accurate readings. You can use it for all these household purposes as well as when you get sick. So I know that usually when we have a thermometer, Shannon, it stays in the medicine cabinet. We get it out every 6 months. Maybe we're shaking it. We don't want to use it. It's tough to use. Or you have the applicators to put on the earlobe. You don't have to deal with any of that with this. It's very simple to use. It's my favorite part about it.
It is. And boy, if you have somebody who's expecting in the family, or maybe you just don't want to hassle with it, you want clinically accurate results. Every mom in America, every grandmom in America, every family should have this. You know you've got some form of thermometer in your home right now. Nothing is as easy or as accurate or as affordable as this. And the fact that you get the dual technology, so you can measure temperatures of baby bottles, the glass of wine, I mean, whatever you choose to measure, the soup that exploded in my kitchen the other night, whatever it might be, it's a genius product where the price is only good for this hour and good for this show. And Matthew, I'm sure you see too, when in your practice and when you're out at seminars, and people do not like having their temperature taken. It's just, it's an uncomfortable experience usually.
It's a very unpleasant experience. And, you know, as a healthcare professional, Shannon, what I love, again, about these Veridian products is if it's easy to use and it's accurate and you can trust it, you're going to use it. And it really empowers folks with the information that they need. And the ease of use makes it something that they're going to use around the house.
Yeah, I think so too. And I love the idea that, you know, because I've got an old-fashioned thermometer in my house right now. A lot of times, if I've taken my temperature, I can't remember, okay, did I remember to clean it afterward? You know, so there's that whole contamination factor that goes along with that. You never have to worry about it with this.
Transmitting germs, that's one of the one of the top reasons that people get sick in a household. And to eliminate that in any way you can, you're ahead of the game. I just want to show everybody one more time how easy this is to use. I'm going to measure our formula. Even though it's clear formula, it's still
it's still a little warm. How close do I have to be? I mean,
it should be about a ½ an inch to an inch away. And that's going to give you that clinically accurate reading.
And you can see how fast and responsive that is. Can we do the water bottle just to show how
We're going to do that. And actually, what I'll do is we'll take the temperature of that baby formula, 107.4.
Yeah, right. Still
and immediately, I'm going to go to the water bottle, and it's 71.6. So it's that quickly. Just a couple presses of this mode button here.
That's impressive.
To bring back to the person icon, and I can put it back up to you, Shannon. And 98.6, you're still normal.
See, I like that. Don't tell systems engineering that, because I'm always telling them that I'm too warm.
Never.
They'll never turn the air on for me ever again. It wouldn't be a good thing. But I have to say, it is really impressive. And there's not a mom in America who shouldn't have this. And really and truly, if there is somebody who's expectant in the family, you just should have it. You think of your arsenal of tools that you have for good health. I always say you should have a blood pressure monitor, and certainly you've got some form of measuring temperature in your home right now. Nothing is going to be as easy, as simple, as effective as this is going to be. And remember, with those dual controls, you can measure not only your body temperature, your baby's body temperature, your grandchildren's body temperature, but you can also measure the baby bottle, the glass of wine, the water bottle, whatever it might be, and with clinically accurate results.
Clinically accurate results. And I want to mention one other thing. You know, we're all taught the temperature range should be between 97 and 99. There's actually a range. 98.6 is what we all consider quote-unquote normal. But there's a range. So the great thing about this is it's actually going to give you a fever indicator. So if that goes up to 100.4, it's going to light up red here on this little crescent shape area, and it's going to tell you if you have a fever. So you don't, again, with Veridian products, you don't have to have a medical degree or have a bunch of advanced knowledge to be able to discern these readings.
Absolutely. And seeing is believing. I should also point out that Flex Pay is done at midnight. So this is your last airing at the price break. So we raise the price after midnight, and the Flex Pay is also done at midnight. So you know you've got some form of measuring temperature in your home right now. You really should have this. I mean, it's almost unconscionable to not have it because you know at some point somebody's going to have a fever sometime, somewhere, somehow. You definitely want the best way to do it. Matt, thank you. Nice to have you here.
It was my pleasure. Thank you for planting the seed of wine in my head.
See, you're done. I'm here for another hour, so.
Exactly. I'm sorry.
Well, next time I'll save you some of the soup.
Well, thank you.
All right.
Promise.
Thank you. Thank you, Matt.